Okay, in the problems number 16 and 17, they ask us to find all the zeros. And remember, zeros are your x-intercepts. Okay. And here we are given a function f of x equals x cubed plus x squared minus 17x plus 15. And they give you one of the zeros. And in calculus, you'll actually be responsible for generating this zero here, but we're going to give that one to you. And what we're going to do is, based off of knowing this is one of your x-intercepts, we're going to use this to find the other x-intercepts. So in these problems here, we're going to use synthetic division. And in synthetic division, you're going to start off with a box up here in the upper left-hand corner. And in that box, you list your zero. So your zero here is -5. And recall here, this is the zero this is one of your zeros for your polynomial. Okay? Then, in synthetic division, the next step will be to list all the coefficients. And again, if you're missing a term here, you need to put a 0 in for that particular term. But on this one, looks like we have all of them. We have a cube, a squared, a first, and our constant. So the cubed here is a coefficient of 1. The squared term has a coefficient of 1. The x has a coefficient of -17, and the constant is +15. And again, oops, we don't really need the positive there. It's implied that it's positive. Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to draw your line. And in synthetic division, first thing you're going to do is you're just going to drop that 1 straight down. Your first term will be whatever this number is out in front. Then the next step is to take these two terms and multiply and put your answer right below your next number. So -5 times 1 gets you -5. Okay? Then you're going to take these two terms, add them together. So 1 and -5 gets you -4. And then we're just going to repeat that process again and again. So -5 times -4 gets you +20. Add these two terms together, you get +3. Then repeat the process again. -5 times 3 gets you -15. And then +15 and -15 gets you a 0. And on these problems, we better be getting a 0 here at the end, because otherwise this term here really wasn't a 0. Okay? The only way this could be a 0 is if this divides in evenly into this polynomial. Okay? So now remember, when you go to list out your polynomial here, because we just divided an x out of this polynomial, all your powers are going to drop down by 1. So this is the coefficient of your first term, which is no longer x cubed, it's now x squared. So we have 1x squared, or x squared, minus 4x plus 3. And again here, we have no remainder, so we have nothing there. So this is our quadratic after we divide this 0 out. And now to find your other zeros, we just need to factor this. And it looks like this one's going to factor quite nicely. First term in each is x. And then looks like factors of 3 that get you 4 is -3 and -1. So what are your other zeros here? In addition to this 0, we also have an x equals 3 and an x equals 1. And if you would like some extra practice of sketching the graph here, we can do that quickly right above here. Looks like our zeros are -5. We've got another 0 at +3 and another 0 at 1. Since this is a cube, the end behavior is down, up. So from this term, where graph is heading down, from this term, it's heading up. And because each of these terms only occur once, they have to cut through because they are odd multiplicity. So this has to cut through, and cut through. It cuts through the x-axis at each of these different points. So that's about your rough sketch. And recall, in calculus, you'll be figuring out how high and how low this goes, but right now we're not concerned. Okay? So that's problem number 16.